Hi guys, this is Starcraft and welcome to another series of Starcraft English commentary. The journey to find the most epic, the most awesome, the most crazy Starcraft game continues, and this is gonna be one of those private English commentary where I provide you a guaranteed to be epic game in exchange for your support. You can support me in one of the three ways mentioned in the video description. You can buy me instant coffee, you can patronize me, or you can join one of the YouTube subscription plans. So one of those three ways is gonna get you early access to these videos. If you're already a supporter, please take a look at the video description to see a private playlist containing the video of your choice. If you're not yet a supporter, please consider it. And thanks a lot for the guys whose name I mentioned in the top area of the screen right now for your coffees this month. Anyways, yeah, this is gonna be one of those DPL games once again. Yeah, we're back with DPL 2024. Very late game. This is happening, I think, just yesterday or so. Very close to today's timing. And it's gonna be Soulkey returning from a long vacation, and his opponent is gonna be Snow. Of course, Snow is one of the top players out there. He's not the top one. Recently, he's kind of in the top 5, but he's not top 1. And Soulkey, because he hasn't been playing much, I don't think he's actually in the top 5 either. He might be in the top 10. But we have a lot ahead of us here. Both of these players have a lot to prove before the ASL starts. Yeah, that's right. The group stages, or the round of 24 stages, is gonna start. I think February 28th or something like that. So please tune into Starcraft YouTube channel if you're gonna be watching the ASL. I'm gonna be casting those games almost live. So what that means is that as soon as the game finishes, you're gonna be having the VODs on my video. So please go ahead and enjoy that if you like. If you cannot wait to see those games on YouTube. Anyways, let's talk about this game. So it looks like this is gonna be played on the map Radeon. You can find the map, small thumbnail at the bottom side, the bottom banner of the map, of the screen, excuse me. And Soulkey is gonna be the yellow Zerg located at the bottom left corner of the screen. Snow is gonna be the red Protons located at the top left corner of the screen. Mirror spawning position, which might lead to some short games if one of the players decide to go for aggression. But it looks like we're gonna be having 4 Zerglings coming out from Soulkey. This is a follow-up after a fast spawning pool and a hatch rate. A drone comes out to take an expansion. I think in a 9 o'clock position, looks like this drone is gonna get chased or at least get pestered by the probe, but we already have a Zergling on the way, so there's no way that Snow could prevent this drone from putting down hatchery. Excuse me. Looks like the 3 Zerglings from Soulkey is already en route to Snow's expansion. What do we have here? A gateway opening, and then we have a Zealot and a probe blocking the ramp. Mind you, this ramp is kind of large, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for the Protoss player to hold any kind of early Zergling aggression. But I've mentioned in some of my videos, if you've been paying attention, I think that Soulkey's playstyle is not 3 hatch Hydras. He doesn't like to go for early Zerglings or early Hydras aggression. He likes to kind of take lair, build up his economy, make sure he doesn't die to cheeses from the Protoss player, and then play from there. So I like that because that is going to provide you a little bit, provide all of us, I guess, a little bit more action, a little bit more awesomeness and epicness. And yeah, because there's going to be a little bit of longer games. Looks like Soulkey is not going to be hiding his tech here. He reviews everything to the scouting probe. These 3 Zealots are going to be chasing the 3 Zerglings. 1 Zergling died, so the other 2 Zerglings might be returning home. So everything is looking very standard, with Soulkey going for the 3rd hatchery already, and he's not yet put down a Hydra Dent or something like that. So we're going to be expecting something like that, but it looks like this scouting probe though from Snow has died, and as expected, Soulkey is gonna be going a Noble Zerg style. He's not gonna be going for very early 3 hatch Hydras. And on the other side of the map, we're seeing Snow start to move out already with 3 Zealot assaulting the 830 position here and reinforcing. Zerling is going to be coming out now. The Zealot's going to be hiding behind the mineral lines. Looks like Snow is paying a lot of attention to it. He's got to be very careful though, because in the back he didn't put down a cannon just yet. He's got a forge in his main, which is great, but he doesn't put down a cannon just yet. He's doing a very good surround though on these Zerglings, taking out as many Zerglings as possible before dying nobly in the corner. And now we're going to be seeing just 1 cannon coming down and then the core. So this kind of opening is nice if the opponent has gone for a kind of a 3-hatch Hydra's build, but that is not going to be the case. Zerglings with speed, but I think not enough Zerglings to actually do any kind of damage because some of the Zealots have already been in formation, prevent any kind of run-bys or something like that. We are at the 5th minute and 20th second of the game. Looks like supply-wise, Snow is 42 and Soulkey is 32. So very standard supplies situation for both of these players. Looks like the Forge is already spending a little bit for Snow, upgrading +1 weapons here. Let's take a look at the overlords. Looks like we're going to be having an overlord at the top right quadrant of the map. Another overlord just on the eastern side of the 3rd hatchery. And yet another overlord also on the eastern side of the expansion. So when Snow produces the first Corsair, he will need to actually go out there and find the overlords. And it's going to be looking like it's very, very difficult to find the overlords. I think there's one just outside of Snow's expansion, so that overlord could get discovered at some point. So we'll see. Because in this kind of layer and Inspire build, whether the Protoss player can find and take out the first overlord is very, very key. Looks like double hatcheries getting added by Soulkey. He's going to be going up to 5-hatch. Very, very strong econ by the Zerg player. Alright, looks like the Spire has completed just as the first Corsair goes out. So the timing of the Corsair I think is not so good for Snow. Is he going to be able to get any overlord kill? I don't think so. But now the question is, can the Corsair survive and go home safely? That question is also in everyone's mind right now. Looks like the Corsair arrives. I don't know if the Scourges are in position. Looks like he sees his the Spire already finished it. They need to run because the first pair of Scourge is already here. He's gonna check out. Okay, you have another hatchery set up already. I'm gonna have to return home. And we have a 2 pair of Scourges being made. 1 pair of Scourge is chasing this Corsair. The other pair of Scourge is gonna try to go around and try to catch him off guard. So it looks like the second pair of Scourge have been revealed by the Zealot movement here. Yeah, and it looks like Soulkey is not able to take out any Corsair for the time being. We have, let's see, we have +1 air upgrade on the core. That might be something. Okay, looks like 1 Corsair gets sniped, but that's a little bit unfortunate for Snow because he knew exactly the timing of his Corsair production. So losing the first Corsair is always so painful for the Protoss player. Looks like 6-hatch coming down for Soulkey at his 3rd base. So we're going to be looking like it's a very macro-oriented game by both of the players here. We don't have any kind of major battles so far, except for some Zealots, sacking themselves at the 3rd expansion of Soulkey. But yeah, for now we're going to be looking forward to the Mutualists, incoming horde of Mutualists here. Looks like we'll be having 4 Mutualists to start, soon to be 6, and a couple of Corsairs. Now the money shot here for Soulkey is not going to be taking out some probes. He'd like to take out 1 or 2 Corsairs with these Scourges. If he can do that, it's great. Zealot's going to split out. Very, very beautiful split by Soulkey just to buy a lot of time and wasting only 1 single Zealot. But he's going to go around on the other side with 3 Zealots, and this is going to force Soulkey to return home with his Mutualist, I think. He is not returning home, and he's doing considerable damage on the Zealots though. Those 2 Zealots in the middle area of the map are completely wasted, and the other 3 Zealots attacking the 3rd base are also destroyed. So everything is back to the drawing board here. I think for Snow, he's lost 6 Zealots and he accomplished nothing. And after that battle is over, looks like Snow is on even supply as Soulkey. Very, very interesting turnout of events here for both of the players. I'd say that right now Soulkey has the advantage, but of course the Protoss player is not. It hasn't even come out of his base yet, and we're going to be looking forward to the first major battle. If Snow can save his High Templars into the battle, and he cannot get High Templars gets sniped by the Mutualist, is going to have a chance to win the mid game. But all of that is just, I guess, for the taking. It looks like the Mutualists come in just to try to find some kind of openings here. And we have Clone Scourge out. No, we don't have Clone Scourge within the Mutualists. The Mutualists are dying quite hard, but now it looks like the Corsairs are going to be returning to the support of the cannons. I think 1 Corsair died in that attack now, so not enough Corsair number in that engagement for Snow, and he didn't even have +1 weapons upgrade just yet. Okay, I think now the +1 weapons just kicks in. High Templar getting sniped though, but the Archons finally mob at the last second here. This is very, very good timing for Snow, but yeah, I think he's gonna be losing that Archon for sure. Nice Storm though, damaging the Mutualists, and now they're gonna be quite weak against the incoming battle. But let's see if that's gonna be any kind of good effective tactics for Snow going to the mid game. He needs to kind of start to push out now. I think he took out one Overlord just right outside of his base. We have a Dark Templar floating around here looking for things to kill, and the first Hydras, the first waves of Hydras, not the first Hydras, have been produced. So we're going to be transitioning into the ground army, and let's see if Snow has got enough of what it takes to stop these waves of Hydras, because he's only got 2 cannons in the front. He's got I think 12 Zealots and a couple of High Templars, and that's it. Looks like we're going to be having, I think, Zerglings versus Xehanort attack in the middle of the map. A little bit of a slow pull here from Soulkey, but no worries. He's going to be able to kind of run back and reinforce his army. Looks like we're going to be having plus core, sorry, not plus, but a Dragoon range upgrade on the core already. He needs to get that upgrade up fast, because that core could get destroyed in the future. This Dark Templar is running away from its life, and Overload Speed has already completed. So the core says, excuse me, the Hydra is going to be able to chase and maybe overtake the Dark. Now it looks like the Dark Templar escapes for the time being. A little bit unfortunate for Soulkey. Supply wise, looks like Snow is ahead by about 15 to 20 supply, and he starts to move out with some of the armies. The Mutualists are completely out of the equation now, so Snow doesn't have to worry about them so much. But the ground army from Soulkey is quite large. Looks like Snow is gonna move his forces into 2 groups here. He's got some Corsairs on this area of the map. He's got like 5 or 6 Xehanorts in the middle area as well. He wants to kind of go and take out this hatchery. He can force a cancel on the 4th base of the Zerg player before any kind of Sunkens can get set up. It's gonna be a great idea, and for the time being, it looks like Corsairs is gonna be running for their lives. As even though the Mutualists are kind of small in number, the Scourges are still large in number. Looks like one Overlord's gonna get taken out, but we're having Scourges coming from behind. Still need to pay attention. He starts to move north now, which is a great idea, because that's a lot of Scourges. That's easily 12 or 14 Scourges. Oh my god, looks like the Corsairs get trapped in the middle. They run for their lives, and none of the Corsairs died in that engagement. So very good for Snow. Very lucky, I think, so that he keeps that. Looks like we're gonna be having a good transition into Dragoons now. The Corsair, what are you doing? He's running into the like all of these like closed streets. Like these no man's land. One side street. What is it? What is the word for that? One way track. Yeah, that's right. One track mine, one way street. Those kind of things. Anyway, lurkers are on the field, and do we have observers? That's gonna be the question. Yeah, Snow is playing a very ballsy Protoss line, which is no observer. Just move around with some Xehanort, try to evade the Hydralisk, the lurkers when he can, and try to take out a hatcheries or 2 if he can. Looks like these Xehanorts on the 2 right sides gonna try to go to that 6 o'clock position. He's gonna encounter a lot of Mutualists and Hydra, so they have to return home, and the 4th base gets set up by Soulkey. But I think Snow is getting ready to set up his 3rd base as well at the 12 o'clock position. So both of the players are actually just jockeying for position. They're not really engaging in any major battles, and very few damages or casualties from both of the players. But it's gonna be Snow who's kind of disadvantaged, I feel, because he kind of lost a lot of Zealots for nothing. But his macro is looking very good though. He's got a healthy 35 to 40 supply lead compared to his enemy. But the first major battle is going to be what counts here. Looks like a lot of Protoss army amassing in the center. I think by now the High Templars possibly have 2 storms each. If Snow can keep all of his Corsairs alive. Oh my god, what is he doing? Like, a lot of the Corsairs are damaged. If he loses 1 or 2 more Corsairs, then it's going to be time for the Mutualists to start to multiply again for Soulkey. Looks like we're going to be having some kind of lurker container on this left side. Looks like we might have a sandwich though from Snow. He comes in 3 angles. Zealots assaulting the 6 o'clock position. He's got a storm from this area. A lot of beautiful storm. Try to chase those units away, and we don't have observer. Do we have observers? I don't see them. Okay, finally we do have observers. So very good Protoss push here when the Zerg army was out of position, and a lot of storms. And I think half of the army from Soulkey was not even engaged in that battle, and a lot of Zerg units get pushed back. After the battle is over, Snow is ahead by about 35 supply once again. He pushed right through. He's gonna do one more storm on this group of Hydralisk, but he doesn't have enough High Templars. Rather, the High Templars are not positioned very good though. Snipe on the observer. Do we have another reinforcing observer in the back? We're not sure, but he's doing a lot of storm though. Blind storm on the Hydralisk, which isn't so bad. And now he pulls back and tries to wait for the shield to generate themselves as well as to get more reinforcement. He can hold this bridge without observers, but he needs more. High Templars is gonna cast a storm on the other side. I need to know now. Oh my god, we have a beautiful storm and kind of a late pullback, I think, from Soulkey, but it comes on the right side and the top side and the southern side. He's trying to surround his enemy, but he's not Jaedong. He's not as good as the Tyrant. He's doing okay for the timing, but it looks like his vacation is taking a toll on his playing skill level here. I feel like, yeah, Soulkey is not really playing his max. This is not the ASL champion level of play today, I think. I'm afraid. Anyways, looks like Soulkey's got well into his 4 base economy. And of course, Snow has got his 3rd base already. And during this time, Protoss like to take 1 more base and try to keep the Zerg on just 4 bases because the Zerg player doesn't have Defiler. It gets very, very tough to not get, to play this when you don't have Defilers. Looks like Zelle coming to execute some of the drones. They get a few drones, which is nice. And looks like the Corsairs need to run for their lives because the number of Scourges in the areas is still quite high. 10, I think 10 Scourges are still alive, and this is very, very smart for Snow to pull back. He's going to be able to make it home. Looks like he's able to make it home quite safely. No Hydras in position to intercept these Corsairs, and they run home. So I think it's going to be time for Snow just to park his Corsair somewhere to avoid any kind of drops or surprises. And that's it, man, because if he loses his Corsair fleet, then the Mutualist will return, and the Mutualist Nightmare is going to be one of the worst nightmare that the Protoss player can think of. Anyways, looks like a buy-down gets set up and a potential 4th base here for Snow. The game is going to be looking very interesting into the late game here with some Zealots getting trapped in the center. Hydra is going to be able to cast a single storm and damaging those units here. Hydras have +2 weapons and +1 armor on them. Looks like the Protoss army have very good upgrades as well. We're going to take a look at that for a second here, but it looks like this potential 4th base for Snow is going to get cancelled or assaulted from the low ground. But Snow is doing a good job at maintaining good army control. But it looks like a lot of lurkers come through. We have just 3 cannons. Is it gonna be enough Storm though? I think Storm will take care of any of the units on the bridge. 1 more Storm to take out all of those lurkers if he has. And looks like Probe's getting massacred as well, but the rest of the Protoss reinforcement comes through. Very good. What are these Corsairs doing? They're gonna be wiped down by the Corsair. It looks like Snow pushes back the rest of his army. Do we have a drop? We have a sudden Dark Templar in here dropping a lot of stuff, and I think a lot of the Scourges died in that excursion, but we still have just 3 Corsairs remaining, so that's not good. Yeah, and finally that base is safe. He needs to remake the cannons. I think Snow is only ahead by about 20-25 supply now, and he's not allowed to set up a 4th base. That's his problem. He needs to find a way to set up a 4th base because he's mined out in his main. Looks like the last of the Corsair died, and now the Mutualists are going to become a threat again if Soulkey try to invest a little bit more money to make the Mutualists. Looks like another big army movement from Snow. He comes through. He's got only 2 High Templars I can see. Not really the ideal amount of High Templars you need for these kind of engagement. The Observer need to kind of pull back and wait for the rest of the Dragoons to kind of save him. Yeah, looks like Snow is not looking for another expansion. He's just going to try to win the game right here. He tries to come through. We need to make sure the High Templars are on the back to stop any kind of reinforcing Zerg unit. Looks like Soulkey is paying attention to make sure his enemy cannot take another base at the top cluster. Looks like Snow pushes forward. These reinforcing Zerg units are going to eat a lot of storms, but they come from both sides, which is great idea. We need to have 1 more storm. The storm damages some of the lurkers, but not taking them out completely. The 4th base is going to get destroyed, but the rest of the Protoss army is going to completely wiped out on the low ground. He needs to get on the high ground and use the high ground advantage somewhere, I think. Looks like Soulkey, not Snowkey. Soulkey retreat with the rest of his Hydra. He loses a base, but he's got a lot of army. And if this Protoss army can get completely wiped out, then Soulkey can come back and do major attacks. Looks like Dragoons remaining. There's nothing out. There's no Zealot. He needs more Zealots to really help out with the army here. And he's buying a lot of time when these Dragoons are retreating into the corner. Yeah, all of these Dragoons completely toasted supply-wise. Soulkey is catching up in supply. He's only behind by about 10 supply. Of course, still a lot of army reinforcement for Snow, but he's going to be losing all of his Dragoons, which is a really bad idea. He's going to try to be on the high ground and buy a lot of time here. The Dragoons are quite healthy though, and doing a lot of very good shot from the high ground. He needs to pull back more. Where's the reinforcing Protoss? I mean, he looks like Snow is not deciding to reinforce. He's just gonna try to trade as effectively as possible. Try to buy time and make the Hydras bleed. Still a lot of Dragoons in the area, and finally I think this group of Dragoons gonna die, but not at the expense of a lot of Zerg blood spilled there. And after the battle is over, Snow is ahead by about what it looks like 15 to 20 supplies, which is nice. Gonna do another front push with a lot of High Templars. He doesn't have enough Dragoons though, so if Soulkey has switched into Mutualist at this point, it's gonna be great. He needs an Observer. There's the Observer. He does a good storm on some unit, which is great. Drones are forced to get pulled. We're gonna be having more storms though on the drone line, possibly. No, all of the drones have been evacuated, so it's gonna be just lurkers who are dying here. Do we have a reinforcement? There's a counter-attack there from Soulkey. Soulkey comes in from the other side. Supply-wise, both the players are evenly matched though, but on 3 base and 3 base, of course, Soulkey has been mining for a little bit longer, and looks like Snow is completely mined out in his main, and his expansion is only mining out from one of the bases though. and looks like the 4th hatchery is gonna get set up once again by Soulkey. So of course in this kind of scenario, it's gonna be always the Zerg player who's advantageous because he can set up a hatchery with only 300 minerals, whereas the Protoss player need 400 minerals to set up a base here. Snow trying to come again at this base. He's gonna waste a lot of Protoss blood. He's gonna try to trade effectively by going for a lot of storms, taking out one of the lurkers. He's gonna storm the drone line. He storms beautifully on the drone line, but not really attacking and destroying everything, just a little bit. It might be time to return. He's got a lot of high templars in the back. We have Observer getting sniped. Maybe one storm on a lurker. You need one more storm on that group of lurkers. A lot of Archons gonna get wiped out. The Western reinforcement from the Zerg player. I think a lot of Zerg reinforcement are not yet engaged in the battle. And we have one more beautiful storm to take out a lot of Hydralisks. It's gonna be time for Snow to push back. Snow is ahead by about what it looks like 30 to 35 supply, but the 4th base for the Zerg player has been set up, and we have a 5th base coming up as well. Very ballsy play style from Soulkey, and this reminds me of that game between Mini and Jaedong, where in the last stage of the game, Mini has a supply advantage and Jaedong takes double hatcheries, and that was, you know, very detrimental to his, you know, to his cause. And I don't know if this is gonna be like the bane of the existence for Soulkey because he took way too many bases. But anyways, Zelle comes in running once again and gonna try to take care of the drones here and storming all of, oh my god, 200 inside position, but they're not really storming, and we don't have observers. And it looks like Snow is pushed back once again, hiding in the corner with some of the Zealots, and drones are returning. This is just buying a lot of time, but not really effective army control, and not good trades at all from Snow. And Soulkey's got another base at the bottom right, and Snow doesn't know about it. He needs to know about it now. He comes over with a lot of forces and a lot of Archon. He might come out to take another base soon at a 12 position. Looks like this army moves in just as the lurkers are out of position. We're going to be having a lot of storm, beautiful storm on the cracklings, on the zerglings on the other side though. Only dragoons remaining. Some kind of haphazardous storming, not so good. We have a Dark Templar all of a sudden in the area. That's a good you know, trade. Good strategy rather, to kind of exploit the situation when the Zerg player doesn't have enough you know, observers. I guess not observer, but overlord. Looks like the Dark Templar is gonna go towards the other side of the map. He's gonna try to take out some Zerglings, and he's gonna try to get inside the main, but not allowed to go to. And this might be the end though, I think, for Snow, because he's gonna be mined out of his 3rd base soon. More drones getting transferred, and the lurker line is quite strong. What can Snow do? He's not expanding. He's like, I'm just gonna play it with the small forces that I have. Gonna try to come again. Of course, if he can take out 3 hatcheries here, it's great, because it's gonna slow down the production rate of the Zerg player. But he needs to think about the other base that the Zerg has set up on this other map. He doesn't know about it, and drones are getting transferred. And finally, we have a new base going up for Snow. He started to, you know, play the game a little bit longer here. These 3 mutualists are still alive, and of course they have recovered their health, so that's great. We had a lot of Zerglings coming through, and if that Archon dies, it's gonna be a very bad situation. A very good split of the mutualists, and the Archon is running for his life. The Nexus gets cancelled, which is great, but of course Snow doesn't lose much. It's gonna be to reset up everything. He's got so many goddamn Archons, so strong. But another huge counter attack from the Zerg player. One of the probe needs to stay exactly where he is and try to set up some bases. I think one High Templar comes down. He does a nice storm. Cracklings, not cracklings, maybe just Zerglings start coming out, trying to take out you know, any kind of stray High Templar is not able to do so supply wise. Soulkey is ahead by supply. He needs to do a huge push now. He comes over with all of these yellow things in the middle of the map. All of the army from the Zerg player is coming, and Snow is gonna have a lot of problem. He pulls back with the Archer, which is great idea, just buying a lot of time though. He needs to cast more storms. Zergling's gonna be able to, you know, outrun the Zealots and try to surround the High Templars. And during this time, if Snow can, you know, just try to sneak one Dark Templar somewhere, it would be great. But of course, in the heat of the battle, you don't have that much leisure of choosing which you need to send where. Okay, it looks like a couple of stray Dark Templar get destroyed here. 3 Zealot and 1 High Templar not being used in the battles. Of course, that base is, you know, could possibly get attacked in the future. So Snow is gonna try to keep some units there. A lot of Archons getting attacked though. Dragoons start to come out, and the battles are so much even, and Snow doesn't even have money to set up a single cannon. He doesn't even have money to set up a single cannon, and Dragoons are walking to the fire lane here, and he destroys one lurker, but at the cost of what so many lurkers are getting set up everywhere. And Snow doesn't know that his enemies got more bases in the bottom right of the map. He's able to attack and trade reasonably well with Archons. Of course, the Archons have +2 weapons and +1 armor, which isn't a bad idea. But yeah, the Zerg player doesn't have defilers. This is why he's playing a little bit not effective here. Yeah, both the players are very low econ, but Snow is a little bit more low econ. It looks like defilers are on the field. Looks like the game might be ending soon though. What do we have? Defilers are getting ready to consume. We need to storm those units before they start to get to the battlefield. Now we have double, triple lurkers coming in, and we're going to be having the first Dark Storm of the game. And Snow's got a Dark Templar. He's going to be able to come in and swipe and destroy those Dark Templar, and he's going to return home and just wait for, you know, the next battle when the Overlord is not in position. Looks like Snow is using all of his reserve forces at the third base now. You need to save this area. The Archons are very, very strong. The one High Templar is going to get chased away and getting sniped. Oh my god, Snow doesn't have enough forces to save his High Templars. And he's got a couple of Archons, which is great, but just so much forces from Soulkey. Soulkey is still behind by supply a little bit though. We have a random Dark Templar that goes in. He's going to be able to destroy a lot of units here, but Overlord's in position to intercept, I think. He comes in and take out one drone. Okay, he's going to be able to do a lot of drones, but finally we're going to be having the Dark Templar attacking it as well. So that's something that we need to think about. The first cannon has been created in a new base. We have just the two Zealots, coming to help out, which is great. And he's going to be able to take out the Extractor, which isn't a bad idea, but we're going to be having more more Dark Storm here. And look at the small puny force of our Protoss friend here. Very small force. He comes to need to pull back right now. He pulls back. Okay, looks like what do we have here? Just more Zelle coming through. You need to have more storms, and you need to have more gas. If you can storm this area, that Dark Storm will be great. But looks like this Defiler is getting ready to get on the high ground. Stormers are coming though. The storms are getting ready. And looks like the Defiler comes out and he's gonna cast a Dark Storm on something. We have a prop blocking everything though. And these European units are gonna get destroyed. But on the high ground we have some Zealots. Zealots are gonna try to cast some storm and take out one of the last lurkers. I think all of the lurkers are dying. That's right, so Snow is still ahead by about 20 supply, but another wave of Zerg units are going to be coming through. At just 4 Dragoons, 1 Archon. The game's going to end soon. I think there's no way that Snow can win this. He's got very, very few forces. He's going to try to reinforce on the other side, but just so many Zerglings. Yeah, and very, very few drone lines. What is going to be the response here from Snow? He's going to sack this base and go somewhere else. He's going to be losing everything. What can Snow do? He's going to try to counter-attack with some High Templars, but that's it. He's got nothing. And supply-wise, Soulkey is going to be ahead by about 4 supply, 10 supply now. If you like this guy, you to buy me coffee because the game is going to end soon. We're going to be having final storms, heroic storms here by Snow, but it's not going to be enough to save him from the battle. And Soulkey has proven to everyone that during the vacation, you know, he actually still practiced Starcraft, and he's still a very, very good player and a contender for the championship, the ASA Season 17 championship, and he's going to be one of the strongest players to win that tournament. So if you're looking forward to that tournament, please go ahead and stick up with my channel because we're going to be seeing a lot of games. And finally, I think now Snow discovers the presence of his enemy's new base. This is what Protoss player need to always do, man. Need to always discover the enemy's new base. And GG from Snow, and see you soon. Bye bye.